welcome to another episode of Tea with Z. My name is Zamil Solanki, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here with each and every one of you again this morning. And a special day today. If you read the caption in the caption below, it's because it's Saira's 7th month old birthday. So not like a 6 month or a year, but 7 months today. And once again, though, before I do jump in to today's topic, if you are watching live, definitely give me some likes, some hearts, some love. I love to feed off the energy that you give me each and every morning, and I love to return it back in spades. So if you are watching, jump on below, give some likes, give some hearts, give me some love. Absolutely love it. And if you are watching a replay, be sure to comment in the comment section below. Thank you to those that do that, because it's really cool to see who's watching, but also who's getting something out of the material that we're putting up each and every morning, and your experiences and your lessons from that as well, and your take on the information that we're chatting about. If you are watching as well, shout out using the comments below as well, jumping on and saying hi. So now, I do want to quickly touch on a special shout out to the Limitless Network as well. Special shout out to you, each and every one of you that are joining me from the Limitless Network this morning. It's absolutely great to have you on board. So, today's topic, celebrating milestones. Now, you might be wondering why I, chose this topic this morning. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, today is Saira, our daughter's 7-month-old birthday. And while today is a special day because she is 7 months, you might be wondering, well, why are you celebrating such a random milestone? And for us, it's not just the fact that it's 7 months today, it's actually closer to 3 years till this journey actually started for us, because Saira was actually over 2 years in the making for us. And as a result, each and every day with Saira is an absolute blessing, not just because of the journey that we've been on, but of course, the fact that we've been able to bring life into this world. And I know a lot of the people watching within this community are on their own journey, or have been on their own journey to parenthood as well, and are currently, I guess, embarking on other I guess, milestones and I guess pathways to their dreams along their journey of parenthood. Now, what I really wanted to touch on today was, I guess, not about I guess, Saira turning 7 months old. While we're very chuffed about that, but what I really wanted to talk about was the fact that celebrating milestones, whether big or small, can have a huge impact to help keeping us motivated in order to achieve our dreams. Now, when we looked at a few years ago, and Tash and I sat down, and we always had a plan. We always wanted to start a family. And then we found out that we're going to be faced with a few obstacles along the way. We always had that dream of having a child. We always had that dream of having a child. And actually, we have a dream of having two children, one of each. And for many, that is one of each, boy and a girl. And for many, that is the dream. But for us, what we wanted to do was at least just ensure that, whatever came out of this is that we would have a child that was healthy, was happy, and would always bring joy into our lives. And at the end of the day, this is exactly what we manifested, and we are very, very grateful for that. And that's the word that I really want to touch base on today, and really, really hit home today, is grateful, is gratitude. Because at the end of the day, when we are taking the opportunity to celebrate milestones, whether big or small, it gives us an opportunity to really reflect on where we've come along our journey and where we're headed, but to be really grateful for the process and the road traveled this far, but also to be grateful and present in the moment. And that's something that I touched on yesterday, was presence, was being present in the moment, and taking that opportunity to really, I guess, understand and appreciate what has happened to get us to where we are today. And when we look at celebrating milestones and the role that milestones play, when we hit a milestone, if we don't pause and take the time to reflect on that, then how can we actually get the motivation to keep on persevering, to keep stepping up into the future? And when we look at milestones and the role that milestones play along our own health entrepreneurial journey, whether it's for ourselves and we're on our own health journey, so we might be having some goals and a dream to fit into an outfit, to eat healthier, to be able to chase after our kids, to have a solid 8 hours sleep at night. Whatever those dreams might look like, it's really important that we take the steps back and reverse engineer those dreams and really focus on the milestones along the way. And when we hit those milestones, we need to celebrate it. We need to pause and take the time to celebrate it. But when we don't hit those milestones, or if we're falling short and if we've set ourselves a deadline, it's really important that we actually still pause and take the time and even celebrate how far we've achieved, but also reflect on what we've done, what we could do better, and what we need to do differently in the future in order to better our chances to actually successfully hit those milestones. And so when we look at milestones along our own health entrepreneurial journey, what are the milestones for you? And are they realistic based on the time frame that you've given yourself? Because at the end of the day, when we talk about goals, in order to achieve our goals, we need to look at framing them as SMART goals. So specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. So those 5 things. And when we look at the end result of the goal, that might be a milestone and that might be some level of achievement, because at the end of the day, a milestone is still a level of achievement or a goal that we've achieved. So when we look at that and when we're breaking that down into a SMART goal, how realistic is it? And it's really important that we're taking those steps back when we're actually creating these goals and these milestones to hit along our entrepreneurial journey. And when we look at further down to the dream, and when I was mentioning the dream before, the dream is our mission. The dream is what we want to maybe achieve in the next 3 to 5 years. And I've spoken about Richard Branson in the past. Richard Branson had this dream of getting to space, and there's an argument whether or not he did get to space or not. That's neither here nor there. But the fact is that whatever he has achieved is quite significant. It took over 14 years to achieve that dream, yet each milestone was broken down and celebrated. The first time that they launched a successful flight, celebrated. The first time that they engineered a piece of equipment to actually change the trajectory and change the pathway to achieving that mission, celebrated. Oh, we didn't actually meet that goal today. So why didn't we? Why didn't we look back? Why didn't we actually achieve that goal? What do we need to do differently? And looking at those not in the sense of failures, but as lessons learned. And that's a really important distinction, because at the end of the day, if we're not hitting a milestone, if we're not hitting a goal where at a particular time as to where we want to be, then it's really important to not look at that as a failure, but a really important opportunity to look at the lessons within that. What lessons can we take from that, and what lessons can we learn from that? And as a result in that, by looking at the lessons learned, we can then turn those into opportunities, and leverage those lessons by searching for the opportunities within that, searching for the ways in which we can do things a little bit differently so that those lessons don't end up in vain. And so when we look at milestones and when we look at everything that we've achieved to date so far, it's really important that we take that time to look back. We take that time to take stock of where we've been, but to also then implement plans for the future. And so today, being the 7-month-old birthday for Natasha and I, for Saira, I should say, but then, I guess Natasha and I are celebrating it today. We're taking time out to actually acknowledge that and make sure that we're spending some quality time as a family today. To even acknowledge what for most people wouldn't be a significant milestone, but still, big or small, the milestones still exist. So, and speaking of Tash, good morning, Tash. It is such an important thing. In the personal context for her, it's about making better choices to feel healthier. 100%. At the end of the day, Natasha, postpartum, obviously there's different changes in her body. And when we go along our own health entrepreneurial journey, there's different milestones that we want to hit to get back to maybe, I guess the goals in which we want to achieve might be I want to actually be conscious of what I'm eating now. I want to be conscious of what I'm putting in my body, because at the end of the day, that's then flowing through my body into my bub. So what are the milestones? What are the different things? Okay, well, today I didn't eat this. Great, that's a milestone. Today I chose this choice. That's a different milestone. And thanks, Amish. Appreciate, mate. Appreciate that. So, so those are the different milestones that we can definitely celebrate. And so at the end of the day, it's really important that we do take that time. But along our own health entrepreneurial journey, what are you doing to celebrate? Well, firstly, one, have you established milestones with your team? Do your team know what they are aspiring to achieve? And then when they achieve it, are you actually taking the time out to celebrate it? Are you taking the time to recognize their efforts? Are you taking the time to acknowledge what they've achieved to date and the journey that they've been on to achieve it? And so along your own health entrepreneurial journey, whether in business where your entrepreneurship is for profit and the rewards of your success come from helping others along your journey, what are you celebrating? What are the milestones that you have documented, that you have shared with your team, and how are you celebrating it? And have you communicated what that celebration might look like? Is it social recognition that helps to intrinsically motivate people? And at the end of the day, when we look at social recognition is the most powerful form of motivation versus the carrot and the stick approach, the extrinsic motivations, the things that if you reach this milestone, I'll give you this, but if you don't, you get that, the carrot and the stick approach. So what are you doing to ensure that you're encouraging your team to also hit their milestones? And on your own journey, how are you documenting your milestones? How are you keeping track of your milestones and your progress? Are you journaling? Are you writing down your milestones and actually tracking your progress through a journal, through a diary, through some sort of tracking sheet? How are you recording your milestones and your progress to them? So that's my question for you today is, what do you have to celebrate today? For us, it's Saira turning 7 months. What in your life do you have to celebrate today? What milestone can you celebrate in this moment? Is it that you've just woken up? Is it the fact that you're healthy? What milestone can you celebrate today? And if you're struggling to find something, then what can you plan to celebrate tomorrow? What milestone can you hit tomorrow or later today that you can set yourself out to achieve? So that's my question for you today. Where are the milestones in your life and how are you celebrating them? And speaking of celebration, at the end of the day, we've cracked over 50 members in the Limitless Network, which is absolutely awesome. So we are growing our community each day, each week. And I'm absolutely loving seeing all of the different people from all walks of life joining our community. And like I mentioned always, is that the definition of health entrepreneur for me and for us is not about necessarily owning a business or running a business. If you are taking charge of your health, and the profits of your work are a healthier you, a more fulfilled you, then in my mind, you are an entrepreneur that values health. And that's what health entrepreneurship is all about. Like I always mention as well, if you can bring 1, 2, or 3 people along the journey with you, I'm sure that you know people that value health in your community. I'm sure that you yourself have family, friends, loved ones that value health. Bring them on the journey with you. If you are getting benefit out of these episodes of T with Z, just to help prompt you some thoughts, then bring them on the journey with you, because each Friday we deep dive into an exclusive topic exclusively in the Limitless Network. So bring them on the journey with you. And we love to deep dive into a topic on Fridays in the Limitless Network. So that's it from me today. I'm going to rush off now and kick off my morning. And I hope you have an amazing day as well. Like I mentioned at the start, if you are watching the replay, jump on in the comment section below. I'd love to get all of your insights, all of your feedback, but also any questions as well about the content and any other topics as well that you want me to talk about. That's always a big thing as well. So that's it from me today. Have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay well. And one little final thing, if you are keen to check out some behind the scenes of what we get up to today when we celebrate milestones, head over to our Instagram, follow us on Instagram, and you'll be sure to be able to check it all out there. So That's it from me today. Take care and catch you tomorrow on another episode of Tea with Z. Thanks for watching. Bye.